No, no, she's not 9. No,
She got
not at all. No.
No. There's a sound that comes from a woman in like from the 50s who got into her 30s and she's smoking cigarettes. There's a something that gets into their voice. She's got it. She's been possessed by that woman.
No. Yeah.
It's not possible.
She's not 9.
Channeling the spirits of the dead.
No, she's not 9. No.
No.
Okay, I
No.
stamp that so I can get that clip
She can't-
of AJ
she can't be.
stuttering all over himself, please.
No.
What is going on right now?
I don't know. I can't tell you, man.
They
How?
jamming? Why they
How
jam
is this girl only 9 years old? There's no way.
I agree.
Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah,
It is.
That is amazing. There's nothing-
Unbelievable.
The power. The power
I'm
alone.
envisioning the original version of this song and playing the original version of this song in my head while I'm listening to this one.
Is this one better?
It's not that it's better.
Uh-huh.
I'm completely flabbergasted that she's hitting in a 9-year-old voice.
Yeah.
She's hitting the same notes that the original song hits at the same, at pretty much almost the same cadence too.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you put her in, like you said before, give her an older voice with that bassy tone.
She has it, though.
No. What if you go back and listen to the original one?
Oh, okay, yeah.
In 9 years old, she's hitting as low as she possibly can.
Probably.
Put her.
Time out. I'm sneaking in here with a comment, okay? So the guy on the bottom right is just, he's entertaining to watch, but he was like I was when I watched it the first time. I could not articulate anything that even was remotely understandable, I suppose, because it's not possible, right? And I think a lot of people feel the same way when they watch this. This is the first video of Angelina I ever saw, about 6 years ago, and it was a random pop up on my YouTube suggestions. Caught my eye because of the black and white. I can't remember what the opening picture was that caught my eye, but I think it was just this little girl, right, singing "I Put a Spell on You," and I was familiar with Screaming Jay Hawkins' version, so it's like, no way, And there's been some other people that have covered it, and done their, basically turned it, did it their way. Of all the versions that were out there, some people I think CCR did a version of it, not bad. But of the versions that I had heard out there, probably Screamin' Jay was probably my favorite. Only he was the original, and he also was a character, to say the least. So when I heard her sing, and this is the God's honest truth, okay? After I watched this video, I watched it again, probably a third time if I remember right. And then, of course, it was rabbit hole time. I had to find everything Angelina Jordan and listen to it. But for about a week, maybe 2 weeks, after I saw this video, I started, and watching other Angelina videos, I started to actually, I went on what I'm going to call a spiritual journey, for lack of a better term, where I looked at myself and I said just what this guy here on the right's kind of saying, or the guy on the bottom, I don't know which one. Do I believe in reincarnation? Because she has, while she's singing this, the same spirit and soul, and it seems like understanding of the lyrics at 9 years old, and the same. He was just asked a question, top right, if he thought it was better. I think Angelina did a better job with it. Hers is my favorite version now. I'll go back for a little entertainment value and watch Screamin' Jay do it once in a while. But yeah, Angelina, she owns it. Like so many songs that she's sung since I've seen this one. When she touches it, it's hers. There's very few that she has covered that don't belong to her when she's done covering them. And the reason is, it's her voice, yes. It's her interpretation of the song and the lyrics, yes. She makes us understand the lyrics because there's feeling and emotion in how she sings it. And she's able to somehow connect us, kind of like connecting the dots, right? It seems that she has kind of like the only thing I can relate to is I call it a connection, and the only thing I can relate it to is I don't know if I believe in that everybody out there that says they're a psychic is a psychic, but I believe we're all connected in some way. So, are there people that are more tuned into it than others? Probably. Why not? There's 8 billion people on the planet. There can't be a couple that are a little different. And is it bad or is it good? I don't know. It can be used for bad or good, I suppose. But Angelina, I believe, is connected. She's been raised since probably in the womb on a diet of old classic music. Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald. I think they were probably playing that stuff around the house when Sarah was pregnant. I'm not sure that they were, but if they were, it's a genius move, I'm telling you that, because there are studies that say that babies are affected by the environment outside the womb when they're in the womb. Okay, affected by, there's cause and result, I guess, if you will. So I went on this journey, and that was one of the things in my journey is I started doing a lot of little research on different various topics that would pop into my head. So I'd pick up the Oracle, and find out. The world's at my fingertips, right? Just ask it a question, and see what the answer is. And you can't believe everything you read on the internet. Everybody knows that. But if you get if you scroll down through the top few results, and they're all fairly consistent, well, unless you have a reason not to believe it, then you ought to probably think that's probably the case. So, to go back to Angelina, I put a spell on you. So I went on a 60-year-old, 6 years ago, I'm 68 now, so 62-year-old guy. A 62-year-old guy going on a spiritual journey. I went inside myself. I try to be objective. I've always tried to be objective anyway in my life. If somebody tells me about their problems, I go right into objective mode. I try to always keep in mind there's two sides to every story. At least two, sometimes more than that. But there has to be at least two sides of the story, or there is no story, right? If it's just you standing there, what are you going to tell me? So I always keep that in mind. So as I'm listening to somebody tell me something, I'm always thinking, well, I can understand that there's another side to the story that I would have to get in order to, they used to say that the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Maybe not. It depends on the situation, but that's a place to start. So, excuse me. I've had a pretty bad tickle for the last few days. It's going away, I think. So, I go right into that mode where I'm trying to be like a neutral observer, and people are telling me what's going, this, that, and the other thing. Then they want my opinion, or they're looking for advice. But sometimes people just want to talk to you, which is fine. They don't want my advice. Maybe I don't have any advice. Maybe because I don't feel like I have a complete understanding of the problem. But I was forced to go inside myself and look at myself and say, I think I'm generally a good person. I've made a lot of mistakes in life. Of course, a lot of people do. I've hurt people along the way that I didn't intend to hurt, but sometimes your intentions and the outcome are not always exactly what you had in mind. But did I do it to be mean? Did I do it to cause pain? Did I do it to, I think I never really did. Sometimes I did. But the only reason I did it is because there was going to be pain no matter what. So I just kind of picked this pain over that pain, or whatever you might want, however you want to say it. And sometimes how you think a situation is going to turn out, it doesn't turn out that way. And that can be painful when you think you have a course of action and it turns out that you should have zigged when you zagged, I guess, right? So I went into my life, and that journey is going on still to this day. 6 years ago I started it, right? Where I look at things and I say, well, Angelina's message to us is to spread love and to be kind to people. And that is so simple and so profound. I think my whole life, I thought I knew what love was, kinda, But when you think about it, pretty much every song, book, movie, they're all about love in some way or another, some kind of love. Because guess what it is? Love is life. Life is love, right? That's what it's all about. And there's different kinds of love, but I mean, the purest form is agape love, where, according to some definitions and beliefs and so on, that you love someone with no strings attached, no expectations, no expectations of reciprocity, and you just love them. You have a bond with them, a bond of love from your side. May not be returned. I'm not talking necessarily just romantic love. I'm talking just love in general. Romantic love is this whole different thing. That's where all the books, movies, and songs come from. So, yeah, I went on a journey that's still going on today. I've made some headway. I've gone back and looked at my whole life. Dismantled it in a sense and said, what were my motives? What was I thinking? I did some good things in my life too. It wasn't all bad stuff. And there's a balance. I've always thought this is one of my personal beliefs, that in the universe, whether you believe in God or you have a religious belief of some other type, that believe in a higher being, a higher power, or whatever you might want to call it, or maybe you just believe in the natural order of things. Like, that's sort of where I'm at, I suppose, mostly. There's an equal amount of positive and negative energy in everything that exists. That's actually why it exists. If you only had all negative or all positive, it doesn't exist. Take, for example, an atom, one of the smallest, there's pieces of the atom, so there's smaller things, but with things that have substance, an atom is basically a balancing act between negative and positive energies. It creates an undulating power source of a struggle between the negative and positive. This is a simplistic view, by the way. This is not I'm not giving you the physics view. But there's a struggle going on to always achieve a balance, because that's what keeps the atom bonded together, basically. And so, but in that, there's movement. So the electrons, especially, are moving pretty much all the time. They're never really stagnant. And what it is, just like, if you could picture, remember you used to take a magnet when you were a kid, and you try to push them together, and you try the one way that you can't even get them together. Even the little tiny magnets, hard to put them together because they're pretty strong, right? And there's no power source. It's just in the metal. It's not like there's a big machine running in the background giving the power. No, but you try to push that together, man, that's strong. Then you flip one of the magnets over, and boom, they go together instantly, right? That's the power, the magnetic power that the electrons have to balance that. And the atom, in order to exist, has to have pretty close to a central balance. Doesn't have to. It's never going to be perfect. That's another thing. The universe is perfect in its imperfection. Okay? That has to be that way. So everything results from that. So what is it? It's got to be at least partially that. Things are always, in my mind, half good, half positive energy, half negative energy. You up here, as a sentient being, and I think even animals and plants and everything else they actually choose these things too. You can choose how you see things. You can lean one way or the other. I see more positive, I see more negative, okay? We all know people that have that negative, that black rain cloud over their head. Everything's bad. The only thing they see when something happens is the bad part. They don't see the good part. They win the lottery, oh, they took taxes out, the dirty dogs, right? It doesn't matter what it is, okay? It's a beautiful sunny day, and you know, it's to them there's something wrong. And if they can't come up with anything else, they can always go to the temperature, right? It's too hot, it's too cold, it's not, you know, too humid, too not humid, whatever. So we know people like that. If you surround yourself with those people, you become one of them eventually. You can't fight it, because it's kind of this attraction thing, right? Birds of a feather flock together. So you try to surround yourself with positive people with a positive energy, people that are loving and kind and all that. See, that's where Angelina comes back in again. Her message: spread love and be kind to people. What a beautiful message. That's the way it should be all over the place. Now, I had somebody say, well, if there's a balance between positive energy and negative energy, if that's true, I don't know how you can deny it. It's the essence of all things. If that's true, that if everybody goes on the love side, then where's the negative energy come from? I said, well, you got to keep in mind, every single atom is in this struggle. Not philosophically. It's just to exist. There's no philosophy in it, essentially. There's no love or hate. It's just the state of being. And think of that. Start combining atoms to make substance, and then eventually some atoms are going to become people. There's a 150-pound person, there's about, I've said this before, 65 octillion estimate. Octillion atoms in a person. That's a 65 with 26 zeros after it. That's the estimate of how many atoms there would be in a 150-pound person. And of course, the smaller one takes them away, bigger one to add. And it's an estimate, because we're not talking trillions here, we're talking way past trillions, okay? And, excuse me, I thought that tickle was going away. Might be not going to go away. So you choose. You choose. You look at a situation, you hear something, you touch something, whatever it might be. You choose. You see a person, and people always say, don't judge. As human beings, we are instinctively inclined to make snap decisions on things. For survival, that may not be the main issue nowadays, but it's bred into us. That we need to, especially if you have family or kids, and you have a protective mode in force, besides yourself, then you got to make snap decisions. Is this a danger or not a danger? And bingo. Sometimes you got to take action. Sometimes you don't. You just got to be on alert. But whatever the case might be. So that's in us to make a quick assessment of things. Think about that. We do it sometimes. I think we don't even think about it. We just do it. We almost like a bunch of the magnets in a big pile, and they're kind of all moving around trying to get in the right spot so that they are creating an equilibrium, right? That's what we all do. We all do the same thing. We're like big clusters of atoms fighting for their position in the universe, right? Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry about that. Boy, it's been a few days now. So, how's this come back to Angelina? She sent me on this journey. She didn't point at me and say, Steve, go figure things out, will you? But her ability to connect to the past, and then her ability to connect to us, and at the end, well, when we get to the end, she's got this little contemplative moment where she's kind of like, well, I think that was pretty good, but maybe I could do a little, self-assessment, right? But she's at ease and at comfort with everything going on around her. Matter of fact, in this video, you can see she's in charge. She's got all those band members there. Man, they're a good band too. The saxophones especially are crazy good. And she's in charge of all that. She's the reason they're there. But she got the pen in her hand at one time, and then she goes, hey, what's up? That's coming up soon in the video. I think that's called a callback, maybe. I'm not sure exactly what that's called. But she's in charge. She's the reason. She's the one that everybody, if they don't know what to do, they look at her for direction. They don't necessarily have to ask her any questions. They can tell by what her demeanor and what she's doing that, oh, okay, well, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. She's one of those kind of people. And there's some out there, but Angelina's the prime example, I think. So I'm going to quit yakking. I thought it was important to tell you that story because that's the impact she had on me. And I'm sure other angels have been impacted in a similar way. And that is so profound that this little 9-year-old girl from Norway can compel me to go back and look at my entire life. She wants us to spread love and be kind to people. Well, guess what? That's what I've been doing ever since I saw her, trying to be better at doing that, trying to be more conscious of the things I say and the things I do. And I'm working on it. That's all I can tell you. I don't think I ever was that mean or that bad, but I've been known to have a sharp tongue from time to time, and some people think it's witty and some people think it's something else. But sometimes I can just snap back in an instant with something that's some people might think is funny, some might think is shocking. And some of my other friends that say, well, you don't have any filter. You just say what you're thinking. True that. A lot of my life I didn't say anything. I just observed. I called myself an observer. People could say whatever they want. They could do whatever they want. And I didn't interject anything because I didn't feel it was my place to do that. That's their life. But now, the floodgates are open. I just say what I'm thinking. And it may not be anything of value to a lot of people, but maybe there's a little something in you. You'll pick up a little something and say, well, maybe that'll make you go thinking about things. And you could come up with a whole different concept of things. And that's fine. Whatever works for you. I don't know if there's a right way or a wrong way to explain things. But I just think the concept of the balance of things being a constant movement between positive and negative energies, trying to reach equilibrium. And essentially I don't know if it's impossible, but it would be a rare moment that they ever actually attain that. Because the motion itself of seeking equilibrium is what creates the energy that makes the thing exist. So, if you ever reach equilibrium, that means all motion stops. That means it's basically non-existent again. We're back to square one. So, It's kind of like a weird thing. Lesson for life, actually. So let us move on and watch the rest of this. I have talked way too long. There is a couple places where you'll see the subtitles are blanked out. I think this guy cusses a couple times. I'll try to catch it in editing and take it out. The other guys aren't too bad. And he doesn't cuss much, but it happens. I try to keep mine clean where I can. Oh. Alright. Oh, yeah.
No,
No.
relax. No, she's
No.
not 9. No.
No.
She got
Not at all. No. No.
It's not your fault. There's a sound that comes from a woman in like from the 50s who got into her 30s and she's smoking cigarettes. There's a something that gets into their voice. She's got it. She's been possessed by that woman.
No. Yeah.
That's not possible.
She's not
She
9.
is channeling the spirits of the dead.
No, she's not 9. No.
Okay, I'm stamped that so I can get that clip of AJ stuttering all over himself, please.
What is going on right now?
They
How?
jamming? Why they
How
jamming?
is this girl only 9 years old? There's no way. Dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, that is amazing.
I'm not- This
No.
is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm envisioning the original version of this song and playing the original version of this song in my head while I'm listening to this one.
Is this one better?
It's not that it's better. I'm completely flabbergasted that she's hitting in a 9-year-old voice.
Yeah.
She's hitting the same notes that the original song hits at the same, at pretty much almost the same cadence too.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you put her in, like you said before, give her an older voice with that bassy tone.
She has it though.
No. What if you go back and listen to the original one?
Oh, okay, yeah.
In 9 years old, she's hitting as low as she possibly can.
Probably.
Put her.
She's 17 now.
What I'm saying is, let her redo this song now.
Oh yeah, I wonder.
Oh my God.
Okay, here we go.
I gotta stop that there. They stop it here in a minute anyway. But the power in that last part, and it's unbelievable, man. You know, there's nobody. There's nobody I don't think that can do that like Angelina. Nobody. The gentleman on the top right is trying to find words, as we all are, to describe the situation. And first of all, as far as I'm concerned, Angelina now owns the song by virtue of this performance. But I'll put this on there too. Angelina has sung this song a few times after that, And there are times with certain performances and songs and people and all that, you know, you can call it lightning in a bottle if you want, but I think there's moments in time where there's a performance that is the performance. It's the performance. It's the standard. Everything came together. It was perfect. It can't be better. It's an iconic moment, an iconic time that can never be repeated. It can't be duplicated. None of that. Okay. So if you have a performance like this, Angelina has sung it many times since this, and it's all great. It's all wonderful. It's fantastic. She's got everything. She's got her special sauce. Everything is in there, right? But it's not like this. This is a standalone. I call it a standalone masterpiece. You can't duplicate it. You know, the Mona Lisa, standalone masterpiece, right? There are certain things that are just, they can't be replicated. Somebody can try and get close, but can you get all the emotion in there, the feeling that Angelina puts in there, all that grit, that's power. She's digging deep. In this next section here, where she's standing up in the studio and she singing, she got the little white dress on, bare feet. This next one starts right off with her with another power part, and she's got her back arching up on her tippy toes, putting her whole body into making that happen, right? Nobody ever says anything about that. There's only a couple of reactors I've ever mentioned, and it's like that tells me volumes right there. She is into this song. Now, is she possessed by spirits from the past? I'm going to prefer to call it we're all connected, all of us. We're also connected to the past, all of us. I don't know about the future. That's a tough one because that hasn't happened yet. But, you know, there's as far as present day and past, we're all connected. Everything that's happened, everything that we are today is a result of the past. It's all connected in some way. We wouldn't be here without the past. That's how we got here. That's how our position in the universe was earned through our past generations and so on. So, yeah, I think we're all connected to the past. I think some people are more empathic or more in tune with that sort of thing. Angelina is one of them. She's able to draw from the past. Maybe is part of it Grandma Mery and Sarah playing classic music, Billie Holiday and such when she was little, and she just kind of got into the groove, and eventually she thought it was her idea to go looking for Billie Holiday, right? And then maybe it was, but it's they as raising Angelina, I think they're just genius. They did it right. Because look at the result. A great person, all kinds of talent, still humble, yet still, you can see the videos where she's just a normal teenage girl, going to be 18 tomorrow, young adult, but you know, she's, in so many ways she's normal. That's why these little TikTok videos I do are so interesting, that she's just a normal person that can sing really good. To me, the best singer I've ever heard in my life, hands down, bar none. And let's watch some more of the video. I know this guy down the bottom right is really what they call it, gobsmacked. Yeah, he's gobsmacked. The guy at the far left over here hasn't said much, but he's into it. And the guy in the top left, same sort of thing. The guy on the top right here he's just trying to find the words. I know it's tough. Let's watch.
Right now.
Whoa. I mean, look, there's a bunch of really impressive stuff there. But just the maturity in her voice holding that, whoa, won't show the note.
If I had an eighth of this chick's talent, it'd be disgusting.
Yeah.
And I use the word disgusting in a positive way.
Right.
It's disgusting how talented she is.
I'm curious as to what's running through Mr. Uncle AJ's head down there.
I still don't believe that this girl is 9 years old. I'm stuck.
My eyes are lying to me.
I'm stuck on it. Like, how?
How many ounces of shrooms did you eat, man?
Okay.
We're going on that permanent vacation.
I don't care if you don't want me. I'm yours right
That was the did I like that take?
I was just gonna say, I was legitimately just gonna say, the most impressive part about that whole thing, besides her talent, was the fact that she instantly critiqued herself.
Is that good enough? Maybe I need to do
Yeah.
it again. First off, there was just a couple of times where I heard a 9-year-old's voice, right at the beginning, but very few. And I mean, that's not.
It's not a bad thing at all.
Nine. Yeah, it's an observation. So we've got this one a bunch of comments. She loved listening to old music with her grandmother. So that is why she likes songs like this one, like the one by Nina Simone.
You mean the one that originally was sung in 1956, written
Yeah.
and composed by Jealousy Screamin' Jay Hawkins?
Yes, that's who it was. Screaming Jay Hawkins.
Dude, the recording sound,
Yeah.
at the beginning. Alright,
She-
the girl wasn't around. That girl wasn't around when those were there, but she hung out with her grandmother.
Yeah.
So she probably seen them. But there's no way.
Okay. Well, if you think there's no, I know that you realize that there is, but I understand you're
It's just like it's astounding. Yeah, it's no.
Norway's Got Talent, similar to America's Got Talent or England's Got Talent or whatever. So Norway's Got Talent. She was 7 when she got on Norway's Got Talent. Turned 8 while she was on the show. This is not Norway's Got Talent Kids Edition. This was Norway's Got Talent, a whole range of people. She won at 8 years old. Right.
Understandably so.
Right.
To her, like, really diehard fans, I just want to put this out there to you guys specifically. I mean, absolutely zero disrespect.
Right.
When I am just the whole time confused, and I hope that you guys are understanding that it's a joking confused, but it's still just like a how
Shock and amazing.
is she singing like this?
I'm sure
She's 9.
that same thing. In fact,
Well, I'm just putting it in there, looking at them on this one, because I don't personally want to get any flack for my jokey side
Oh, it is what it is.
of it. We have had that before.
We are who we are.
Yeah, I understand that.
Like us.
Video. So
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's still like I just don't.
Okay, so that's the end of this. I just thought, by jumping in here with these guys, I kind of, I guess I fit in because I'm a guy, right? I also happen to notice just now that I'm probably the oldest by a couple decades of any of the ones in the picture. I'm 68, and I don't think any of those guys are 60 yet. Most of them don't even look like they're 50. So probably in their 40s, 30s, maybe 20s even, a couple of them. So anyway, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter that they're guys. It could have been ladies too, either way. But I wanted to tell you just my story about Angelina because it's so I've never been moved by any singer to inspect my life and to try to be a better person because of a singer. Nope, it has never happened. That's in addition to her message of spreading love and being kind to people. A lot of artists say stuff like at the end of a concert, beginning of a concert, but doesn't really, give me a quote from somebody. I can't think of any that stick. Angelina is consistently saying spread love and be kind to people, consistently. And by her own demeanor and her own actions, she's doing it. So I'm doing it too. I think it is the way. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I did a lot of talking. I'm sorry about that. Well, no, I'm not sorry about that. I just figure if you want to listen, listen, and if you don't, well, then you don't. I don't mean to say that flippantly, but sometimes I talk, and I don't know. Some people like the stuff I say, some people don't. There you go, balance of the universe, right? So I just do it because a lot of this is for me. I talk to I got 2 dogs here, and I can talk to them, and they look at me and pretend like they're paying attention for a while, then they lay down and go to sleep. But this just gives me a place to continue on this voyage of self-discovery. I'm talking to him basically to the camera, and I'm just talking. Hey, what? Is it bad? I don't know, is it? So let's call it a day on this one. You guys have a wonderful day, morning, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. We'll see you in the next video. I appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.